Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, August 10th, 2024. If you are new to my channel, finding me for the first time, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies, which are cross stitch, a little bit of sewing, maybe one day a little bit of quilting. I do enjoy paper crafting. I like to make gift cards and treat boxes, gift tags, gift card holders, that kind of a thing. Excuse me. This week was an interesting week. It was a good week. Was able to start working on my new job duties, which was good. We did have one little thing that I had to step in for regarding the summer camp, but I guess that happens from time to time. Sorry, I bumped the table. I had Friday off, and I was going to stitch all day, and I wound up not stitching all day. I cleaned my house, I gardened, for about 4 hours. I was just busy pretty much nonstop because my cousins were in from out of town on my mom's side. They were in from out of town. We were going to have dinner and then come back to the house, and probably would be a good thing to, sort through the mail and clean up the counters, that kind of thing. Clean the bathrooms. So that's what I did. I did get a little stitching in the afternoon and a nap. And then we had dinner, and it was lovely. My cousin brought a scrapbook that his mother, my mom's cousin, did of their side of the family. So it was really kind of cool. A lot of the pictures I've seen, but there were a few in there that I had never seen before, of family members that I either never met, or I was so little when I did meet them, and the last time I saw them I don't recall. But and of course it's pictures of them as babies and children, and you know how that goes. But it's nice to have some of the photos, and then to have, she labeled everything as best she could, so that was nice. And then each family member, if there were more than one or two pictures, they had their own page, so you could see the baby picture through them to be school age kids, and then when they got married, and then you see them with their spouse, and then their kids. And so it was very nicely done. But one of the things in there was a picture of my mom's brother, who I'd never seen before. And everyone says, oh, your son looks just like your husband. Sure, yeah, he does, until you see a picture of my uncle, my mom's brother, who has passed away. He is like a doppelganger of my uncle. My uncle was in the service. He died for our country. He's buried in Arlington. Ethan, there's a picture of my uncle who is about the same age that Ethan is now, and the way he's standing, I'm like, oh my God, that looks like Ethan. And everybody agreed. So it was kind of cool. I was able to get him. He has Bravo leave today and tomorrow, but not overnight, unfortunately. So I went and picked him up today, and I told him about it, and showed him. He goes, oh, that's kind of creepy. But kind of creepy in a cool way, I mean, my kids never met my uncle. My sister doesn't remember him very well, if at all. So it's just kind of cool that this relative who passed so long ago, those genes are strong and they still come through. So that's kind of cool. The similarities between the two, my uncle was very attracted to brunettes, and my son's dating a brunette. My uncle had a classic Stingray Corvette, and my son wants a Corvette or a Mustang. He had a Camaro. Yeah, just the similarities. My uncle was in the Air Force. We tried and tried and tried to get Ethan to go in the Air Force. He didn't want to. And so they're both serving, or one served and the other one is serving. So it's just it was kind of cool, like the three of us, and then my cousin's sitting over in the living room area, and he's just kind of watching us pour through it, and you could tell he just got a big kick out of it. So that was kind of cool. Today I went down and picked up my son, so that took up most of my morning, and I just kind of had a lazy morning. I usually do laundry on Saturday, and I haven't started that yet. Haven't even sorted it. I just kind of been doing whatever. It's kind of nice to just do whatever. I have been looking on different shops, needlework shops online, for the new Brenda Gervais fall charts that are being released. I think the stores will be getting them. One of them said this week they should be shipped to them. And I do want them. And I haven't, there's been a couple of things that I've liked from the fall market release. That's the virtual market that happens, I don't know, 23rd of August through the 26th of August. So there are a couple of patterns that that I want, but do I have to have them? No. And I'm just kind of waiting to see, do I need to order them? Do I not need to order them? Can I wait? Do I not want to wait? Do I want to order one of them kitted? Do I not? Farm Girl Dry Goods has all four of the charts. You can buy the chart, or you can buy them kitted with either 36 or 40 count fabric, and then it comes with the floss, the fabric, the finishing trim, and the finishing fabric to turn it into a pillow. But each one is like $60 or $70 or something, $68, something like that. And I don't want to spend that times 4. So then it's picking which one, and then I'm looking at she lists the floss, the flosses, and I think I have most of them for one in particular. So I'm like, do I really need to order the full kit? Maybe I just order the fabric, and they're not all on the same fabric. So I just thought, pause, just take a moment. Maybe the needlework shop that I'm going to in Williamsburg, Virginia in a few weeks will have the Brenda Gervais. I guess I don't need to buy it right this second. So I was doing that. We on Monday lost my old lady cat, Macy. She was 17 and she was starting to have problems. I was on the phone with my sister and my husband. What is the cat doing? And her blanket was on the hearth, the fireplace hearth, and she was kind of sitting weird and looking into the fireplace. And I'm like, what is she doing? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, is she going to the bathroom? He's like, it almost looks like it. And so he went over and there were 3 drops of urine. He's like, I think it's time. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, she had also, in the last week and a half, lost a ton more weight. She was already super, super thin to begin with, but she lost even more weight. I don't even know how the cat could stand. And she was starting to get a little wobbly. And she stopped eating all of her food. So she was hungry and wanted whatever you had to eat, but she wouldn't eat it all. And then when you put food in her dish, like cat food, she wouldn't eat it all. And then she'd come and talk to you again, like, hey, you didn't feed me, but I did. It's right there. You haven't finished it. So it was getting close to time. But then when she started doing this on Monday, we thought, oh, okay. So then he followed her around because she started wandering around the house. So he followed her, and then he picked her up and he put her next to the litter box. He's like, it's almost as if she's forgotten where the litter box is. And then she got back up and she went back to her blanket and squatted again, like she was trying to go to the bathroom again on her blanket. And he's like, it's time. And I'm like, okay, so tonight? He's like, well, do you want to do it by yourself after work tomorrow? Or during the day tomorrow? I'm like, well, no, not really. He's like, then now. So we went, took her to the ER, and it was time. So, and the vet comes out, he's like, how old is your cat? And I'm like, 17, almost 18. And he's like, I don't think I've ever seen or worked on a 17-year-old cat, which I thought was a little weird, but he was a younger vet, I guess, maybe. I'm like, well, here she is. So we said our goodbyes and we're with her. It was a very peaceful, quick transition, so she was ready, and she was a big personality, and that's a big miss that we have in the house. Although I will say, as much as she irritated me getting up and almost on my plate while I was eating food, whether I was on the couch or on the table, at the table, wherever I was, she was right there wanting my food. It is nice to not have a cat come and get in my way when I'm trying to eat a meal because think they're hungry. But she is being missed. The change with the other animals, everybody's a lot calmer. I think she was a catalyst to anxiety in the household. I was anxious. My husband was anxious. I was always anxious when I walked in the door, like, is today the day I'm going to come home and find her gone? So it's all been taken care of, and she's, in a better place. We'll see her again someday, and she was a lovely cat, and we were blessed to have her for the 17 years we did. So that was kind of a bummer. So good and bad this week. Such is life. Also, I had dinner with friends on Thursday. It was our monthly Thursday dinner, and my birthday month, so I got a present from my secret pal, so that was fun. So even though I was busy Monday and Thursday, and I do feel like I got quite a bit of stitching done. I have a finish, I have a new start, and I put a few stitches in. I didn't work as much on some of the things, but I did get some work done. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. What I finished was my ornament from Teresa Kogut, May 2023 Patreon ornament, God Bless the USA. I think this one might be in one of her new books. I'm not 100% sure. I am stitching this, I stitched this on 40 count straw linen by Weeks Dye Works. And here it is. I love the way it turned out. He looks like he's wearing a little sweater. I don't know if you can tell. Really a very, very quick stitch. Yeah, it took me a few days because I was just doing it a little bit at a time. But I decided, no, I want to finish it. I need to finish it, so I just focused on it and got it done. I am not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if I'm going to make it into an ornament. I haven't quite got that far. I don't know if it's going to be an ornament or a pillow, or if I'm going to mount it on something. I haven't really decided, but it's a finish nonetheless. Which meant I could start a new chart from that bag. So what I did is I took all of the Teresa Kogut charts for that month, her Patreon charts, and she uses all the same flosses for the month and the charts that she issued for that month in Patreon. So I just put them all together. So I've got 2 rings of flosses here, and I pick whatever fabric I want, and I just keep all the charts, and I'm just working through them until they're all done. So I decided I wanted to start Land of Liberty, and all I'm doing is I'm just going to stitch from Sweet Land of Liberty up. I just want the eagle on this one. And one time in another video someone said, oh, you can make small pillows out of the other 2, and I could, and I may still do that, because that would be really cute. But for the time being, I'm just focusing on the eagle because, I mean, he's so cool. So the bunting, the blue on the bunting is blue corn. I think it's blue corn. Is it blue corn? What is it? No, peacoat. It's this dark blue here. Let me do it this way. It's that dark blue. Really, really a dark blue, almost a blue-green. And I'm stitching this on 40 count summer khaki. But apparently, I had 2 different dye lots of peacoat on my floss thing, and I have 2 different dye lots. Pretty noticeable. Even if I pull up this peacoat, there is a color in here that's a little darker than this, but it's not enough for me to warrant continuing with it. So some of you are like, oh, just leave it, and some of you are like, rip it out if it's gonna bother you. I think it's gonna bother me, so I will be taking out these 2 buntings and stitching them in the darker blue so it's consistent. So of course I got irritated and I put it away, and that's as far as I got. And I know better, and I don't know what I was thinking. I really, really don't. But I was irritated. I guess it happens. And there's 6 buntings, so it's not like I can hide it some way. So I'll fix it and I'll move on, and I will be much happier with it. I know that I will. But it's just a bummer. It's like, wow, however many hours that took to do those 2 buntings, it was a waste. I pulled out the blue flower Happy Camper. We are a camping family, although we haven't camped in a while, and I don't know that we really want to camp again, because then that means buying all the stuff again, because we did get rid of it. But we do enjoy being outdoors. We do enjoy all the things that go along with camping, and you know, if there was ever a time where someone in the future would say, hey, do you want to go camping, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. So we do enjoy it. I am stitching this on 40 count chocolate milk linen by Fabrics by Stephanie, and I did make some progress on it. I feel I had to rip some of it out. I'll show you in a second here what I had to do. So some of it did get ripped out, So what I worked on was this area here. I was off on that frame, and so I had to rip the bulk of it. Or actually, I think did I rip all of it out? I may have ripped all of it out, and I really just sat down and I paid attention to what I was like my counting, and then recounting and then counting again. And then I was able to start in on the tent fly, and then look at how cute that bear is. Of course, he's missing his eyes. I understand that, but he's so cute. So I feel pretty good that I got that much done on it. Because I mean, it's tiny stitching, but it's fun, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I put a few stitches twice into that one. Next, I put some time in on Summer Quaker. These can be so quick to stitch up, and I just decided focus on it for a little bit. Let's see how far you can get. I think I might have worked on that almost all day on Sunday, and I moved it along quite a bit, if not a good portion of the afternoon and evening. And then I bought the finishing kit from Primrose Cottage, which came with the silk floss and the finishing fabric and the trim. And then I bought, this is 25 count white Lugana. So it's going to be a little bit bigger pillow, but I love it. So I finished this motif, and I did all of this down here and across here. So the only thing that I have left to do on the bottom is to finish the birdhouse and do 2024. So I'm almost, no, I'm gonna say I'm pretty close to halfway done. Pretty close. And I love it. I really, really do. I can't wait to get it finished and made into a pillow. And the variegation, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I don't think you can. But the variegation, it's subtle, and yet you can see it, and it's pretty, and that yellow is really the prettiest yellow. So I felt good about the progress on this one. Then I was thinking, I have a fall Quaker that I haven't finished, and I have a Christmas Quaker that I haven't finished. So I pulled out my Christmas Quaker. And I'm stitching this with the called for floss, which is Cherry Cobbler by Classic Colorworks. And I am stitching this on what is it, Smoky. .32 count Belfast linen, vintage smoky white. And I love this. I think I need to get some more of this fabric, but I love it. It's been a long time since you've seen this. I basically finished the ornaments here, this motif, and I started in on that one. So that's about all I got done. One evening of stitching. I'm loving the way that it's turning out. I don't think there was finishing fabric. There's no finishing fabric or trim on this one. So I will pull something from my stash to finish it with. But I just love it. I love this series. I think it's nice to stitch with one color, except the patriotic one was fun to stitch with the three, the red, white, and blue. But it's nice to just stitch with one color, and it kind of like relaxes me even more because I don't have to worry about missing a color change or picking the wrong color, you know, something like that. So I got that one moved along. And I guess you could say that the fall stitching bug has gotten to me. So I pulled out Halloween Quaker again. And this one I don't feel like I got a whole lot done. I am stitching this with the called for flosses and a black DMC. And I am stitching this on 36 count Murky, 32 count Murky Belfast linen. And I almost finished the word Halloween. This is one that I didn't get a whole lot done on. I finished the witch with the exception of the eyes and the eyebrows, and I got the L's and part of the A done, and I brought whatever floss I had left from stitching in the hair here and started this motif here. So not a lot done, but enough that I feel like, okay, moving it along. This is going to be great when it's done. I'm really excited to see this framed. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet framed. I would like it to be in the house. I just don't know where. But it was fun to get that one moving along. And I did not work on my Friday focus piece yesterday. I was going to, and then I just started thinking, my daughter. Okay. I did not work on my Friday focus piece. I really wanted to work on my Halloween piece. That was a newer Halloween piece, which is a basket full of autumn time. And so that's what I worked on. I'm using all the called for flosses, and I decided I was going to stitch this on 36 count dark cobblestone. And this is my progress. So I was able to put the centers of the sunflowers in, and I did the Smyrna crosses, and then the cat is almost done, and then I started on the basket. And I didn't want to put it down, but it was midnight last night, and I thought, go to bed. It really is a fun stitch, and I am loving the colors on this fabric. I just love it. So that's what I did yesterday instead of the Friday focus. I thought skipping the Friday focus once or twice is not gonna upset the whole process. Sometimes you don't feel like stitching on what you've got planned. And let's see. One thing came in from Hall. I'm doing the pastel ornament collection and Country Cottage Needleworks, and so this came in. So, haven't started this yet. I will at some point. I just don't know when. I kind of waiting to get all of them, and then I'll just sit down and start stitching them. And I haven't decided if I'm going to stitch them all individually or stitch them all as one piece. But I love the pastel colors: light blue, light pink, light greens, whites. Just really, really pretty palette. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got done. Can you believe it? I have been thinking about finishing. I think I will focus finishing. I'm off on the 22nd and the 23rd from work again. I think what I'll do is spend one of those days finishing and see if I can't get like maybe one of the Quakers done so that I can finish that too. And yeah, I think that's going to be the focus. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with this little guy and maybe get him finished. I need to, we leave for vacation on the 24th, and I need to figure out what I'm taking. I think I'm going to take the, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just not doing very good today. Taking the monthly weigh-in charts because I have so many of those that need to be done, and we are doing a non-stop flight. So it'll be about 5 hours on the plane, 5.5 hours on the plane. I can get a lot done. So I'm thinking I might take that pack, that bag with me because it's got all of them in there. All of the fabrics are cut. And see what I can't get finished. That could be fun. And then I thought maybe I would take one more thing. On the 22nd, that is my birthday, I am going to start my new start for my birthday, which is Indigo Lane by Brenda Gervais. All the floss came in. I've got the chart. It's all bagged up. All I need to do is decide on the fabric, and I think I know which one I'm going to go with. I just need to pull it out and cut a piece of it off because it's being used for another project. So I'm going to do that and get that ready, and I'll start that on the 22nd. So I don't know if I'll take that with me or if I'll take one of these others with me that are a little bit bigger. I don't know that I want to go with a smaller count linen, just because I don't know what the lighting is going to be like on the plane, and I don't want to bring a bunch of extra stuff. I just want to be able to see in natural light what I'm stitching. So maybe I'll bring a Halloween piece that's on a little bit bigger count fabric, like maybe the Halloween Quaker will go, or maybe the Brenda Gervais one might be okay. I just haven't decided. I am going to go to a needlework shop in Virginia. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, in Williamsburg. And I'm going to allow myself to kit up one project. I don't know that I'm going to buy a bunch of other charts unless I don't pre-purchase the charts from for the Brenda Gervais fall release that she's doing. They're very, very cute. It looks like she's got another swan piece. Do I have the summer swan out here? I don't. She has a fall piece that has the swan, so she might be doing a swan for all 4 seasons. That would be fun. So I don't know if I will kit up one of those or if I'll pick something else. I probably should go through my want list and see what's there. And I think that that's it. I don't have much more. My son has leave again tomorrow, but we're not going to go bring him home because he has to be back earlier. But we will go down and probably have lunch with him, so that'll be nice. Be able to take him off base and go have a nice lunch. And then that means we can be back in time, you know, for the afternoon, that we're not spending all day down on the base. So that's good. And I think that is it. It's hard when you are working and so much happened in 1 week that you didn't get a lot of stitching time. I mean, I got a lot, I think I got a lot done, but not tons and tons. Oh, I know. One of you asked how I store my whips. I will do a video and show you. It's nothing fancy, and it's a little overwhelming, if I'm quite honest, but I will show you and tell you what my plan is on making it less overwhelming. And I feel like I'm working that plan pretty well. Friday Focus is one of those concepts, so not purchasing a ton of new stuff is another part of that process, so I can get through those things and charts that I have in my library. Nicole Spore said that she doesn't have a pattern collection, it's a pattern library, and I loved it, so I adopted it. Because that's really what it is, right? Like, you go to the library to check out a book. You might have a library of books on your shelf that you have or have not read. It's the same thing here, right? It's a catalog of charts. Anyways, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Thank you. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, like the video, comment on the video, share the video. I do read the comments, and I do try to reply to the comments every week. So far, I've been able to keep up, so we're going to keep going with that. We're hovering with about 25 more new subscribers to go until we get to 1,500. When we get to 1,500, I would like to do a giveaway. So if you don't mind and you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button. Until next time, have a great week and happy stitching. Bye.
By doors of homes, by the windows, officials think it's likely the client is looking for easy prey, things like raccoons and rabbits, but it is also hunting for cats and small dogs as well. Neighbors tell us they began seeing this particular mountain lion a little bit earlier this week, just a few days ago, here in the northeastern parts of Simi Valley around Yosemite Avenue. It attacked one dog as it was on a walk with its owner, sending that dog to an animal hospital. Then just a few hours later, that mountain lion returned yesterday. This time, the large cat was waiting in the backyard of a woman's house. That woman opened her back door.